and welcome in to be our guest. And you know, I would be remiss in doing this interview if I didn't first start off by saying to Chief Albert, thank you. A big thank you for sometime in your life choosing to become a police officer and then sticking with it. It's what you're doing that's making a difference, I think, in our country and in the world. And you've been here, what, a little over a year now, right?
Not quite a year
Not
yet.
quite a
I tell
year,
you,
okay.
I came in at the end of March of 2022, so I'm coming up on my anniversary, but about a month or two away, and we've done quite a bit here in this last, 10, 11 months, and I'm very proud of the progress, but I know there's more work to do.
Well, and I want to say this too. You, in that short period of time, it seems like you've been here forever because you're very visible. And that's very important at your level to let people know that, especially not only for the citizens, but for your officers that work under you, that knows that the chief's with them. They've got their back.
Absolutely. Look, I love going out to scenes and talking to my officers and having one-on-ones with them and learning a little bit about them, being an outsider, if you will, not knowing the culture. So I like to have that time, even if it's a minute or two, to talk to the officers, whether they're on the scene or on an investigation. As soon as they get a break, I'm having a discussion with them. It's good. And, and talking with the community, going out and stepping to the side and talking to the folks that are standing off to the side in the community and introducing myself and just hearing from them, directly hearing from them. That means so much. And it gives them an opportunity to see their chief out there in the field, seeing what matters to them.
And of course, nationwide, everybody raises their ugly head and says, we need to defund police. I mean, really?
No.
Where in the world will we be without law enforcement? You can't do anything that you enjoy doing in life, my audience, is possible because law enforcement is there.
I'll tell you, Jack, look, Mayor Reed and his administration, when other places are talking about defunding, have done nothing less than fund the police department, whether it be training, equipment, technology. Look, all of those things with our city council and this mayor and this administration, we've been funded. And we have the tools to get the work done. And I'm so happy because I do talk to police chiefs around this country, and they can't say the same in many cases.
And what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that a police officer has got to be concerned about law enforcement, but he's also got to be somewhat of a mental health advocate too, because so many of the people that are committing crimes have got mental health problems.
We see that so much. We're not only getting the cat out the tree, but we're dealing with individuals that's having mental breakdowns and crisis, and heavy crisis, and it's tough for police officers to deal with that. But we have a good support system. We have good clinicians on the backside that we can reach out to.
That's
so
great.
We have a source or resources to reach out to make sure that folks get the help that they need.
Right now in your force, are you at full force as far as having all the police officers you need for duty, or you're still recruiting?
Well, I'll tell you, we're still recruiting. Workforce shortages around this nation, regardless whether it's fast food industry or retail and law enforcement as well, is struggling. But one thing is that we are funding our recruitment campaign heavily.
Great.
And so check out our social media. Look at all that we have going on around with the billboards and the flyers and reaching out to communities and universities and military organizations. So we're doing quite a bit to enhance with the recruiting, and we have. Soon to be released, a recruitment and retention package that Mayor Reed supports that'll help us to build the force to the numbers we need. So we'll continue to recruit. We'll continue to do everything we can to retain the good quality, seasoned officers and detectives we have.
So let our viewers know, if a person chooses to become a police officer, what does the training involve?
Oh, look, we have a robust police academy of 14 weeks, in the classroom with experienced personnel. We employ people from around the law enforcement arena to conduct that training. We have a great academy here in the city of Montgomery. We train officers from around the state. It's not just Montgomery police officers. So we train for officers for the county, up north, North Alabama, south from where we are now. So we train quite a bit of officers for law enforcement right here in our city. So that 14 weeks, it's intense, it's robust, but when you leave, you'll be prepared to police the streets of Montgomery.
And how many of them actually finish and get sworn in?
We're tough. Now, we don't give anything. Everything,
I know.
Look, everything that's done, you have to earn it. We don't give anything. We had someone that recently that was so close and didn't make it because they were only points away. And this person actually had a relative in law enforcement, And that relative in law enforcement in another agency made a phone call not to ask for any favors, but to say, look, we understand the standards and we respect that person didn't make it, and they'll try again later when they're better prepared. But I tell you, that shows the integrity that this police academy has and the instructors have to make sure we're putting out the best quality officers on the street.
That's right. And one other thing I want to let our viewers realize is the fact that if you ever get stopped by law enforcement for any reason, at that point, they're in charge. They're in charge because something happened. It's not your prerogative to just make judgment on anybody. At that point, I'm 80 years old. If one of your 22 years officers stop me, I'm going to yes sir and yes ma'am them to death.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Jack, first, I don't believe you're 80 years old. That's number one.
I am.
Secondly, no, interaction, police and community is very important. And,
Absolutely.
And I tell you, we don't tolerate nor condone misbehavior by police officers, so we train heavily on that. Right. And I've demonstrated through some disciplinary proceedings that we had internally to make sure that we get it right. But for the community, just to have a dialogue and have a communication and bring everything to a nice, calm level. And usually that encounter is over within minutes, and that's what we want. So no, but you have to show me that 80.
Well,
I don't believe that, Mr. Jack.
So our viewers, most of them have grandchildren. We like to give advice to our grandchildren, and I've often told them, listen, law enforcement is very important. If for some reason you get stopped, let that officer do their job. You just sit there. If you didn't like the way it happened, you can talk to somebody later. But at that point, they're in charge.
No, we absolutely believe in let's getting through with the encounter.
Absolutely.
Making it peaceful as possible and then moving on. And again, if you're not happy, if anyone's not happy with the service they provide, we have several avenues to file complaints, not only with the Montgomery Police Department, but with the city body, which is city investigations. They can make a complaint there as well. But we also accept compliments too. So if we're doing a good job, let us know about that.
I'll certainly do it.
That's right.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for choosing
Nice
Montgomery.
seeing you again.
Sad that you have to leave New Orleans, but you know what? There's sacrifices.
That's right. And I'm happy to be here. Let me say it. This is a beautiful community, beautiful people, and I'm very, very happy to be here in the city of Montgomery.
Great. And just remember, law enforcement is here to protect you. That's their main objective in life, so that you can live a very happy life. And we'll be right back right after this.